For today's LOTRO challenge, I am back with another tier 12 delving, but this time I'm going to be taking my Rune Keeper. So if you saw the last LOTRO challenge, I did both a tier 7 and tier 12 delving to basically see how much more difficult the tier 12 would be. But today I'm going to do that on the Rune Keeper for a direct comparison to see how strong the Rune Keeper is in comparison to the Warden. Now this is absolutely not a fair test in basically any way because my Warden has much better gear than the Rune Keeper and much better legendary items than the Warden. Rather, my Warden has much better allies. We'll just end it at that. And the virtues are not actually that bad on my Rune Keeper, but to be fair, my Warden does have quite a bit better virtues than my Rune Keeper as well. So it's not a fair test, but we'll still see how this Rune Keeper fares in that. Let me make sure I actually have the right allies equipped, and it looks like I do, and we are ready to go. Now, I think the Rune Keeper actually has some distinct advantages compared to the Warden, in that the Rune Keeper, at least yellow line Rune Keeper that I'm going to be playing, has some good access to self heals that you can use quite mobily, but also a lot of crowd control options that can help, including some AoE stuns and dazes that my Warden would not have access to. Of course, my Warden has a lot more survivability, a lot more health. Even in DPS, my Warden had over twice as much health. Wow, this character has barely any health. So yeah, that's going to be a little bit of a concern. Also to point out, at least to start here until I have basically my assured death, I do have extra scrolls on this character that my Warden didn't have. But let's go ahead and jump into this. These Tharbad warriors are ready to go. But again, Rune Keeper, a little bit of a powerhouse in terms of damage. The 1.2 million crit, that helps quite a bit actually. We got the other mob dazed. I can use my self heal here. And then I think, yep, at this point I am ready to stun the archer. And then let's see if I can avoid the mobs that spawn. The Rune Keeper might also have an advantage there. Okay, so I shouldn't play too... Oh, he wasn't stunned. But yeah, that's a big hurt with this character. I also don't know if he has hope tokens. I don't believe he does. Okay, got some not so great hope tokens on the auction house, but they're still better than nothing, and I'll go ahead and use those. And then we can fight this warrior now. Again, gotta be really careful. If I take basically one hit, that is the doom of this character. Actually, I can survive more than one hit, but avoiding as many attacks as possible is really the ideal situation here. So I think, yeah, the mob actually... Wait, I'm stunned. But if I don't pull that mob that spawned, I should be able to get this group. Okay, I don't know if I still have the buffs, because I actually had my epic conclusion buff earlier, but I died from archers. I remember back when I ran tier 10 delvings with the Rune Keeper, archers were basically the bane of my existence because I couldn't use all my crowd control that effectively against them. A lot of the crowd control is in melee range, first of all, and then, oh, because he was dazed, that's why I got out of it so quickly. Probably a little bit of a waste, but we're also having some lag here that I was having also on my Warden. I might as well go ahead and get this White of Despair. Good epic conclusion crit. Also, I pulled this rat I was avoiding earlier. That's why it is good to clean up these mobs that spawn. There we go. I think you need to actually kill every single mob in this mission to progress, but maybe you can avoid these archers, but I don't think that's safe. I don't think that's a good idea. I actually think it's best to try to not get one shot by them. Where's Shocking Touch? There it is. Or whatever it's called. The Daze one. Yeah, I'm gonna need a Sustaining Bolt heal. It doesn't seem to actually be proccing. I got a tiny heal out of it. Or maybe with the power revamp, does it even proc anymore? I'm not 100% sure. This is, again, kind of like the Warden. I haven't played Rune Keeper too much recently. I think Rune Keeper gameplay is a lot easier to adjust to. Like, I don't feel like I'm playing poorly, but I haven't played it much since the power revamp, and it looks like Sustaining Bolt just at a baseline level does some not great healing. Are these mobs linked? They are. Okay. That's not ideal. Yeah. Unfortunately, you can see where the Rune Keeper's weaknesses really shine. Well, I got through the first group actually quite well, and even in comparison to the Warden, these two archers might be my doom. And that's not even to mind when we get a group of 3 mobs. So I wonder if my best bet is to use something like this and just hope I reflect a daze on them. Okay, we got one of them down. That may be the strategy. Also, this hope token's persisting through death. What is going on? Give undying hope. I just randomly bought these off the auction house. I didn't even pay attention. They were the only ones available, so I will take that. That's actually very convenient for the delvings here. I was familiar that they added those, but obviously didn't have them on my Warden. I think we could pull this warrior alone and drag him back into safe area. But yeah, perhaps relying a little bit more on my range stun option with the runestone and just making sure I can kill at least one mob at a time. That might be the strategy here, because dying is not too impactful to me with the subscriber buffs, and having the undying hope token, that thing seems entirely overpowered, but I'm not going to complain about it. I'm going to praise it for being overpowered. Okay, he's going to have stun immunity, but when his mob pops out, it's not going to have stun immunity, so it should get stunned, or not. It died though. I think, did it not die? What happened there? Did it like respawn? I was gonna say, I didn't think that was the second spawn of that mob, but okay, that was weird. I don't know if anybody else saw what I saw. I guess when I edit this video, I can review what actually happened. Let's see, I think dealing with the warriors would be my best bet. So again, I will try to stun. Oh yeah, I can't pull them with a stun. Try to stun that and just defeat one of the warriors. That's my goal here. I can even use yeah, they're gonna... Can even use concession rebuttal if I have to. I'm gonna hope that this is in range of the other warrior. Okay, good, it was. Can't even see where I'm running. I am getting very bad luck with my damage here. It does look like I can use Epic Conclusion finally. I did way too much damage, but again, I'm not gonna complain about doing too much damage. Okay, I think I have the archer attacking me again. And then we of course have this warrior here, and unfortunately sustaining bolt did not sustain me. But hey, we got one of them down. We'll see. I'll try to add a timer. I don't know how long it took me with the Warden. I don't know if it's obvious, but I'm recording this the same day. Again, we had this exact same malices, and I'm wearing the same outfit. Yeah, I don't actually know how long it took me on the Warden. This was a sort of spur of the moment. I was like, how would Rune Keeper do? I should stay away. Yeah, I risked a little too much there. I could go up, use the runestone. So that caught both of them. And then I'll daze him. Oh, the runestone's probably gonna break the daze, isn't it? At least the archer's attacking the runestone. That actually works in my favor, and then we can use this rock. I don't think Epic Conclusion was ready, but actually it was. I wasn't paying attention to my buffs, but it does turn out it was ready to be used. Just gotta get rid of this archer real quick. Trying to hide behind the rock from the other, more different archer. And then I think the Delving Rat's going to aggro either way, so let's try to kill him real quick. Okay. There's my bag of tricks for quick killing on the Rune Keeper there. Let's just kill. Oh, I was hoping that would kill him. Didn't do enough damage. Alright, I have to go behind the rock again. I might try to ignore that warrior for now. That's probably a terrible idea. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. We'll kill the warrior. Looks like I am... Oh, wow, this one just climbs the rocks. That's a new strategy. He also decided to not get stunned by my runestone. That's another new strategy. I was not prepared. Ooh, let's get this warrior while he's alone. I don't remember running into a lone warrior like that on my Warden. That is an advantage my Rune Keeper has, though. I already know this delving from my Warden's run of it. Like, I refamiliarized myself with it. I think I ran at 1. What is that warrior doing? Very concerning, so... I will admit, playing the Rune Keeper is really fun in these delvings just because he is so squishy. I actually really have to pay attention to what I'm doing. Let's see what that warrior does. Looks like he's patrolling around, so I might be able to also get him on his own. Keep up Prelude to Hope. Oh, that pulled the group of 4. Okay, this is bad. I might be able to kill one of them, meaning the warrior here. We can use Epic Conclusion, but I hit the wrong button. Oh, I got stunned. Okay, I still killed him. Just had to get that Epic Conclusion in. Oh, we're right at the border. Wow. Okay, looks like I can go way back down here. I'm happy enough with that, defeating the warrior there. But yeah, with the Rune Keeper versus Warden, this almost goes back to Warden DPS versus Warden tank spec. It was a lot more entertaining in the Warden DPS spec because, you know, the tank spec could take a while, but I could survive basically anything they threw at me. Rune Keeper I cannot, and I actually have to strategize like even which mob I kill first in a group and how I pull them, all sorts of things like that. So yeah, that sickle fly might cause issues, but let's see if I can knock out this group here. We'll see what follows me. I think they're all going to be stunned. I should hit them while they're stunned, at least the warriors here. And then try to stay away from the archer long enough. Let's see if I can get a proc. No, I'm gonna stun. Oh, I got the proc for Epic Conclusion right as I used the stun. That's okay, that means I can use Epic Conclusion. Oh, that Grodbog. Oh no, we're in a bad spot here. Okay, what do I want to fight? Probably the warrior. Oh no, oh, he got so close to dying, but he did die. He was still in combat, fortunately. The runestone sort of saved me. I don't know what ultimately killed him. It looks like the Epic Conclusion wounding memory. That was perfect. That is another thing Rune Keeper has over Warden. When I talk about them being really explosive and just a powerhouse in my experience with the Delvings, they do a lot of damage and have the potential to, like in this case, I'm again a poorly geared Rune Keeper, bad allies, but I'm still doing over half their damage in one good Epic Conclusion crit. Rune Keeper can get in a bad sequence of RNG though. Like if you don't get a crit, it can not turn out too well for you. Like a long sequence of no crits. Whereas Warden is not so reliant on crits. They of course help, but you have so many damaging effects going on that it's hard to be punished by bad crit RNG on the Warden. Whereas Rune Keeper, if you're... Oh, I forgot about the mob that spawned. We might be safe here. We'll do the AoE daze, and that should knock the Grodbog out for a few seconds. Use a heal, we'll be extra safe here. Oh, he's moving fast, okay. We don't like that. I'm almost up to, let's say, a little bit over 15 minutes on the recording at this point. So it's not taking me terribly long. I just don't think the rewards for doing a tier 12 delving are like commensurate for the amount of time it takes, but I suspect they balance the rewards like ever since they came out around you doing them duo, because you can do them duo. They probably balance the rewards for that. And of course, with it being a complete RNG loot system, you can't really rely on every single delving run giving you a gear piece, even though over time you can expect, I think it used to be about 1 every 4 runs. You could expect to get a... Ooh, that spider's gonna aggro. Actually, we might be able to deal with the spider, let's see. I do have the proc for Epic Conclusion, gotta go past, there we go. I'm somehow still alive. We got 2/3 of a mob down, which is actually good in this case, because that means I just have to defeat the 3rd mob of the 3rds of the mob, which is also the easiest one, except that it blocks my melee attack and then barely got hit by static surge. Wrong button. But yeah, if you don't mind dying and actually using it as a strategy, it's not too terrible in the Rune Keeper. Yet we have 2 archers again. That is kind of terrible. Oh, go runestone, work, please. Once the runestone is down, I'm going to run in and use vivid imagery. Hopefully it worked on the one I wanted it to. It did, except my health is really low. Oh, that worked out perfectly. There's a good chance I'll die, but maybe this epic for the ages will save me? Kind of? I don't think I got my bubble, though. Oh, why can't I do that? Oh, why weren't my abilities working? I don't know what happened there, but my abilities stopped working. I know I died anyway, but yeah, I think that heal would have been enough to save me, at least in that moment. But once my stuff stopped working, and it said you cannot do that right now or whatever. Yeah, right there, you cannot do that right now. That sort of set me up for failure for the rest of the fight. So unfortunately, the Delving White Archer is, well, an archer, but I should be able to pull it on its own because it's not linked to the other mob. See, if it were just one mob at a time, I think my Rune Keeper would actually do better than my Warden. Runestone work this time? Thank you. Sometimes you just have to tell your things to work as their sub. Oh, what? Why could he shoot through the pillar? Well, I guess next time, not only do I have to tell my runestone to work, I have to tell the archer to not shoot me through the pillar. I'm trying to use my environment to my advantage here. My environment, their environment. They're the ones that chose to take over a place with pillars for Rune Keepers to hide behind. Oh, that red shield and his absorb. I finally found out what it did, at least. Yeah, he's not able to shoot me through the pillar now. I don't know, maybe just one of those weird LOTRO things where he was like in an induction that let him do that or whatever. So is he going to absorb me with the red shield? Minus 30% incoming damage? That's not minus 100%. Yeah, he's absorbing again. Ah, that's not gonna stun him. And he absorbed it anyway. Is he shooting me through the pillar again? I don't think so. I think he got interrupted. If I had floating names on, I could have seen his induction, I think. This is kind of funny, but we got through it. That's what matters. We'll go ahead and daze him, and then we can have an epic conclusion that was not epic at all. We need a name for a non-crit epic conclusion, like Horror Conclusion. An epic non-conclusion. Because I think that's the big thing. It can only be a conclusion if it crits. Oh, there's another archer? When did that happen? Did I just never kill this archer and forget about it? Oh no. Okay, poison arrow attack. I actually want to see... Yeah, so that did block it. It's probably when I was behind the pillar, it was probably an action that went off technically while I was in line of sight. I guess Sauron's Ire still damages you if you interrupt it. That's kind of interesting in a bad for me way. Now that was an epic conclusion. Just gotta get the crit. Alright, now for the boss captain. Shouldn't be too difficult if he doesn't have a bow. If he has a bow, then it'll be very difficult. Okay, we're gonna use Runestone to stun him here. That did not last long. Okay, I'm basically gonna... Why is that F4? Okay, there we go. We'll just use F3. I think some of my ability placements got messed up somewhere along the road. Why couldn't I use Vivid Imagery for a second? Let's see what Sauron's Ire does. I got a debuff, but I also got a debuff when I interrupted it. That could have been a different debuff I got earlier. Yeah, he seems to either be immune to stuns or something. They aren't stunning him. Does not appear to be immune to dazes, but I know my dots are gonna break that. But at least I got some distance between me and him. No, the stun worked. Maybe he was just avoiding my earlier attempts at stunning. Okay, yeah, that purple dot, the fear, seems to be unrelated. It'll be extra safe and heal. Which might have actually cost me because that totally messed my cursor up. But there we go. We got through it. We'll ignore that white. We've killed enough enemies. And in about 20 minutes of recording time, we got through it on the Rune Keeper again. Don't know how that compares to Warden, but I thought that went very well for Rune Keeper. I think that's way too long for tier 12 delving, where you probably get not great rewards, but we'll see what we happen to get from this particular chest. I know this character hasn't had the best luck from delving chests until now, maybe? That is going to be a huge upgrade, especially if I don't want the outgoing healing. That's a ton of finesse, but really the 2 essence slots, that's what really sells that one. Sells it in addition to the vitality, which is pretty similar to the one I have. Of course, main stats aren't the biggest thing right now, and we're getting the stat squish, which from what I've heard might actually change itemization a little bit on gear pieces, or like the relative value of stats instead of just dividing them by a number. That might just be a rumor mill thing at this point though. But yeah, if I not interested in the outgoing healing, that's a pretty sizable upgrade. And if I need the finesse, which it looks like it wouldn't hurt, I'm only at 24.1%, so I'm quite happy with that. And going back to the original question of, is Rune Keeper better than Warden? What do you think based on just these 2 tier 12 delvings? Of course, this is not a general comparison between the 2 classes in this case, but I'm also curious, what would you think in general? Do you like Rune Keeper or Warden better? I hope you all enjoyed this LOTRO challenge, and again, if you have any recommendations for challenges you would like to see, please let me know. And until then, if you did enjoy, don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching, everyone.